Listen, I was not always about reading. It's definitely not self-development, self-help, whatever you want to call it. But here are 3 books you must read before the end of the year if you are ready to level up for next year and get your shit together. Hi guys, I'm Ran. Welcome back to my channel. This is where we level up and become the best and baddest versions of ourselves. If that feels like a season you're in, then girl, what are you doing? You need to join the gang. Like I said, I was not into self-development books. It literally happened about 2 years ago, and since I've started, I cannot go back. But don't get it twisted, a lot of them are repetitive, a lot of them are very like toxic positivity where it's just saying the same thing and you feel like you can't achieve it and it's just a bit like blah. But here are 3 books out of all the books I've read, and I can't even give you a number because I've read so many. Here are 3 that I'm like, no, you have to read. Like, if you want change, if you want to not waste your time and read something that's going to get right to the point, then you have to read. Number 1, Men Don't Love You Like You by G.L. Lambert. I just love this book. I am in love to the point where I've read this book twice. I think I've read most of his books twice. The reason I picked this one though is because I just feel like it embodies everything. So it's basically about relationships and love. But what I love about this book, whether you are 10 years married, 1 year married, single, been single 5 years, been single 2 minutes, it applies to anyone and everyone in any situation. But most importantly, what I absolutely love about this book is it embodies self-love. It embodies how the fact that we're always thinking about relationships and doing this and doing that, but he lets you know and shows you and tells you exactly how to do the groundwork before going out and dating, before trying to get into the relationships. And basically the rest of his books follow that. So once you've kind of read this book, then it's like, okay, if you want this kind of man, or you want to date, or you want to do this, or you want to solve single, or hoe tactics, and that's a good one. Other books help you with that, but this, it's just real. I'll be honest, if you are someone, I recommended this book to my cousin because I literally recommend it to everyone I meet, and my cousin couldn't handle it. She was literally like, it's too much for me, it's too deep, it's too, like, I feel like he's being too harsh. She literally couldn't read it. But that is exactly what I love about it. It is real. If you want real and you want to know why it hasn't been working out with men, what your issues have been, why you're hitting these walls, why men are taking the piss, why you feel like you can't find love, he breaks it down. He tells you real what it is, so you then can fix it. It's not no sugarcoat. It's not no act like this, do this, do this. He gets you to do the real work. Even if you are not looking for a relationship, I just feel like it's a self-development book in terms of self-love, which is crazy because I didn't pick it up expecting that. But girl, it is everything. 2, The Magic Shot by James Doty. I love this one. Do you know why I love this one? Okay, so basically, pulling it in a big summary, it's about meditation, it's about mindset, it's about positive mindset. But what I absolutely love about this book, basically a self-development fiction, and it's not fiction, it's absolutely real, it's based on his life. But what I love about this book compared to a lot of the other mindfulness, meditation, positive thinking, The Secret kind of style books, is this is a story. He's literally just telling a story of how he got into meditation and mindfulness and positive thinking, and what he goes through, his adversities, his background, where he comes from, where he goes. The whole story and the process is beautiful. It's literally like enjoying a fiction but learning so much at the same time. Not once in that 5.5-hour book, because I listened to it on Audible, like literally, if you ain't got on, get on, did he mention how to do this, do that. It's not, the book is just so inspiring that I finished reading the book and wanted to implement these things. I wanted to learn more about meditation. I wanted to do more about mindful thinking. I've read this book 3 times because every time I read it, I get re-inspired. Like, I'll fall off my meditation and I'm like, do you know what? I need to go and read The Magic Shot. Because from what he is, from where he is to what he goes to, it would make anyone want to get on. So I love that. It's like, it's very enjoyable. It's a nice story. It's an inspiring story. It's a sad story, but it's also an amazing story that teaches you so much about life. And like, oh my God, if he can do that and that can happen, then what can I really achieve? So I think it's a really nice starter if you're not into mindfulness, if you're not really into meditation, even if you are, but definitely if you're not and you want a little sprinkle, something a bit light-hearted, not a how to do this, 10 minutes a day, do this like this. You just want kind of a little bit of a like feeling for it. Perfect read. Diary of a CEO, 33 Laws for Life and Business. This one's new. I'll be honest, I read this one about 2 weeks ago, and I will tell you right now, I didn't even dream or think this one would make the cut. It wasn't the plan. I'll be strictly, I did not think this one was making the cut, to the point where I was kind of dragging my feet to read it, because I'm at a point where I've read so many, I'm like, oh, again. But I do love it. And what I love about it, I'm not going to act like it's brand new and I haven't heard the things before, because I definitely have, but it just puts it all in one place. He literally does what the title says. It's 33 laws for life and business. So whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you're not, whether you're not interested, just the regular old Joe, it teaches you something. And what I absolutely love about it, talks about everything from relationships to productivity, to self-care, to self-love, to finances, to starting a business. It just talks about everything, and you can then implement it however you want to implement it. I also love that, obviously, from the podcast, I listen to the Audible version again, like get on. He extracts interviews in it, so it's even better. So it's not just his opinion. Oh, and that's what I think I love about it. It's like you got footballers in there, you got psychologists in there, you got neuroscientists in there, you've got all these people within this one book talking about a certain law, or talking about something that summarizes that law. And I love it, because I'm just like, oh my god, if you ever feel like you want to get into self-development, or you just kind of want one book, you're not a reader, because a lot of you guys won't be readers, like, ugh, not really into it, then this is the perfect book to say, do you know what, I want to level up my life, but I just want to go to. I think this book, I read it on Audible, but I literally feel like I want to buy a physical copy, because it's just a go-to. I feel like you can look through the laws, see kind of what you need help with in that moment, and read that law and then get inspiration. So it's not like I need to go and buy a habit book, I need to go and buy a mindful book, I need to go and buy a relationship book, I need to buy a finance book. It's just everything in one. And the fact that he's extracted interviews into it gives it so much more layers and makes it so much better. For me, in terms of, we've got 2 months left, these are 3 books where I'm like, I've sorted you out. Like every area, from relationships, love, self-care, finances, habits, productivity, mindfulness, positive thinking, law of attraction, law of assumption. It's just all in there in 3 books, and I've read about 100. But for me, it's just like these books, any area of your life, one of these books will apply. Guys, let me know down below what book you think you're going to pick up, even if it's one by the end of the year. Bye, see you next week.